Hey there, Twitter followers. This is Kiros with a podcast that has been long overdue. I want to go through a couple of things in response to what happened in El Paso. There's been a lot of talk and everything, but there's this interesting essay that's coming out of 1619, The Idea of America. It's written by Nicole Hannah Jones, and she writes about how black people have contributed to this country for the last 400 years. That African Americans built this nation, helped to build this nation even before 1776, but that's not known because it's never been told. And in the letter that I tweeted today from David Almaraz, in his op-ed, he says that our ancestors have been here for 300 years, that Spanish has been spoken here longer than this nation has existed. His was a response to the shooter in El Paso, which happened August 3rd, where he killed people at a Walmart. He, I think, wrote that out of frustration at the bigotry, the hatred, the vitriol that is pretty much coming out of the White House, and that leads to things as extreme as what that person did in El Paso. I want to read a little section from Fernando Piñón, because Fernando Piñón, he used to live here. He was a writer. And this book of his from August of 2015 says, like millions of others who share my ethnicity, history, and culture, I have lived on the fringes of this glorified and often fictionalized American democratic ideal, a socio-political twilight zone in which we were never fully vested with the lofty principles it proclaimed. Fernando Piñón, he wrote an op-ed in August 10th, also in response to what happened in El Paso. Another book, To the Line of Fire by Dr. Jose Ramirez, he talks about David Barclay Cantu and his efforts and the efforts of many Mexicans and Mexican Americans in World War One. But we don't know that because that's not the story that we know. We are always being told that everything started in 1776 and the founders were the ones who set the standard for everybody else. But, we really don't have to look far to that history when, our own officials here and, Laredo's elite celebrate the WBCA. They celebrate George Washington. And, they celebrate this glorified version of Pocahontas and George Washington. And, it's just something that nobody ever questions. But, people really don't know that event was born out of, like, a nativist spirit as well. So, all these things, like with Santos Benavides, that he was a decorated officer in the Civil War. He fought with the Confederate Army. That's not really a good thing because he did so at the expense of others. And so I think that all of this, that all these people that are talking about, it's like we can no longer be referred or be demeaned to be as others, because we are just as part of this country. We helped to build it and everything. We shouldn't have to apologize for our culture, our language, and our contributions. It's not only the contributions of the framers of the Constitution, it's also the people who built the White House and, who worked the land and whose land was stolen, and people who have made, great strides to make this country what it is. So, it's just something that I think we should take some time to learn about and to give credence to, because, these people that are coming to this country from Central America, from Mexico, they're trying to just take part in this experiment the way that we and our ancestors have done for so many years.